watch it later on YouTube. Recording in progress. And Ed, if you've got the, here we go. It's the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We did it, guys. We made it through another week.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Pandemic, congratulations. It's the happy hour. We should smile. A real smile. It's the end of the week. Even if it wasn't a pandemic, it would be a great reason to celebrate. Welcome, everybody, to the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Thanks to our comic guests here tonight, and we're going to introduce them one by one. We're going to have a great show for you tonight. I see we have many people watching live. Welcome to you as well. This is it's a talk show. It's a talk show, but we would like a lot of the late night TV shows, talk shows. We do comedy here. We do a little bit of news. We do a little bit of stand up. We interview comics, find out what makes them tick. We do even improv. That's right. Yeah, we try to do a little bit of improv, and sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's just mundane, but in any case, we try it. And at the end, we have a nice quiz show. Now, if you're watching here on Facebook Live, we do take comments in real time. So if you see something you like or hear something and you want to make a comment, we will try to say it on air or answer the question. So don't be bashful. We do have already some people watching. We have Ed's mom in the house, Mrs. Ruben. Welcome to watching the show. My friend AJ is watching. So we've got some people watching here, and we'll try to make it as delightful a show as possible. You know what we always start? Somebody wrote in already. Money, and a twisted sense of humor. That's what makes a comic tick. From Kimberly Calkins Ingalls, right?
Yeah, it's Kimberly. I have good friends.
Yeah, we would. So now she knows we do read the comments. So yeah, we do read the comments, and let's get the show started, you guys. The first thing we always do on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour is we start with a little bit of news from the world. And by the way, comedians Sandy, Dave, Coral, this is an interactive news show. So if I say something that you want to sort of comment on, please feel free to do that. And let's get right into it, you guys. Let's get right into the news of the world. Okay. The woman who caused a crash at the huge Tour de France recently, she's been arrested. They arrested her. Apparently this woman, she wasn't actually watching the Tour de France. Instead, she was watching the television cameras, and she couldn't get out of the way. And one of the bicyclers, he couldn't make it in time, and it caused this massive pileup, and it was a disgrace. Now the woman is being charged with multiple crimes, and most notably disturbing the peace. Charged with that, except in France, they called it disturbing the joie de vivre. You do not disturb the joie de vivre in France. That was my attempt at speaking French. Did not work. Let's move on. Unless you guys have a comment. Comics, any comments?
Yeah, you don't know how to speak French.
Yeah.
I do not know how to speak French.
Firm on that.
Confirmed.
Je ne sais pas français, whatever. Anyway, I don't know how to speak French. Okay. A new book about the Trump administration claims that staffers sought refuge on the second floor of the White House because the former president never climbed stairs. Trump would never come up because it involves stairs. Now, the book references former aides Kellyanne Conway and Stephen Miller, who chose to work out of a second floor office specifically to avoid talking to Trump. Now, this kind of flies in the face of everything we know about Trump, because, let's admit it, he is a social climber. Social climber. Okay, that's a pun there. I don't get a ba-dum bump for that because that wasn't really that clever.
Even the rim shot gave up on you?
The rim shot. Sometimes I get the rim shot. Sometimes I just get shot.
In my defense, I used to hit it too often, so I've
That
slowed
is
down.
true. That is true.
Oh, Jesus, Ed. In front of your mom?
You got to do what you got to do
You
sometimes.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about something happy, you guys. An article published by Healthy Magazine, I didn't even know there was a Healthy Magazine, this week says that there are 8 smells that can make you happier, according to scientists. These include scents like pine, citrus, and flowers. From my point of view, I say I believe this. I believe in this science because I know for certain there's certain smells that make my wife very happy, and there are certain smells that make my wife very unhappy. Unfortunately, I am usually the source of those unhappy smells.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm referring to.
Don't
Okay.
fart.
Yeah, I mean, just all
Yeah,
kinds.
you do need to
when
be
you're
more
married.
specific here.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Could
don't
be your
know-
balls. What are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't know how you can make a fart joke any more polite than that. That was like,
No.
Yes.
It was too polite. No, you gotta really put put the onus on the gas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I get BO something awful sometimes if I'm
yeah,
not careful.
I can smell you in here, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I've been walking in the sun, and it could be a number of things.
Well, yeah, the other day I was accused. Well, I shouldn't say accused. I mean, I was guilty. The other day I was accused / indicted with having smelly feet. So yeah, definitely gonna have to do something about.
You were
that.
feet tooed, huh?
Yeah, me too.
Where's my rim shot, Ed? Where's my rim
Can we
shot?
get Ed, can we get a rim shot for that?
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we
By
go.
See, now,
Now
Dave,
I'm
you would
doing them
never
by
get that.
request.
You would never get the rim shot service at your Punchline or your other clubs. This is unique
Yeah.
here to the.
Yeah.
I like how this
Moving
is
on.
this is Tommy's platform to set the record straight with his wife.
Okay, you guys. Recent news: California has banned official travel to the state of Florida. They recently added Florida to the list of places where state-funded travel is not allowed because that state discriminates against members of the LGBTQ community. So now, in response, this man in Florida said, "Dang, nabbit, them libtards got me all fired up. I'm gonna stop drinking wine from the Napa Valley. Not that I know where the Napa Valley is, or even that I drink wine, but you get the point." And that was Florida man's. That's my Florida man right there. Florida.
Wow.
I don't know. Your French was better. I
You know, I have relatives. I have a relative in Florida, a Jewish relative that lives in a trailer park in Florida, and we affectionately refer to him as our matzah cracker. Our matzah cracker. Okay, I thought you might like.
Thanks for bringing in a little unleavening to the party.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Unleavening, yes. Had to do that in a hurry. Leave in a hurry is what we had to do. All right, you guys. Last story of the night. A white influencer, Instagram, I'm not sure what influencer platform is, but anyway, that has revealed that they now identify as Korean. They identify as Korean after going under the knife to look like a K-pop star. Ollie London is this person's name, has reportedly had as many as 15 surgeries over the past 8 years in a bid to look Korean, spending over $150,000 in the process, according to the Daily Mail. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think this kind of sounds like a load of BTS. Like a load of BTS. I don't know anybody like this, but
What is BTS?
Okay,
I need you to explain. Oh, it's K-pop. That's
Yep.
Yeah.
wow, you guys know
K-pop.
more than me.
Well, you have
BK.
to-
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you have to have a teenage daughter to know what BTA is, but I do have a teenage daughter and I know very well. Anyway, that's the news, you guys. Give it up for me for doing that and
Good
for
news.
putting it together at the last minute. And let us go to our first interview, you guys. He's here, first
Oh,
time on the
yeah.
Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We've been meaning to have one. Guys, welcome me and Dave to the show.
Ooh,
Hello.
the homie.
Awesome.
Welcome, Dave. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on. You know, with what I usually do is a little bit of an intro to people, but and I have introduced you as a Bay Area comedian. I know you've been doing comedy for a long time. I know you know Eric from back in the day, but I'll just leave it at that. Eric, me and Dave, why don't you tell us about your background in comedy, especially what got you into comedy in the first place. That's what we'd like to know.
What got me into comedy was Eric quitting the fucking band. That's what kind of got me. No, oddly enough, we had a band called Bad Touch. That was, I mean, when I was trying to think of drummers for this band idea, I wanted somebody who could play music really well. It was a guitar and drums duo who could play like in a transcend genres, because like we'd play in punk scenes and rock scenes and whatever else. And I knew Eric could play drums, but he was also at the time he was working on a rap persona that he was doing that was also really, really good. And I just thought about it. I didn't think he was doing anything with it at the time. So when I called him up, and he was very interested, and then we just got together, and it just kind of fit really easily, our playing styles and stuff. And then and I told him that there was a conscious thread of stand-up comedy to this band, because I got to see a lot of bands in the punk scenes, and in bands that some bands I'm fans of, who they have some interesting banter between songs, and some can be very funny. And there was namely one band called War Crime, with this guy Brace, who was actually very funny. He's not a stand-up, or didn't get into stand-up, but you can actually see him on a Netflix show that Larry Charles made, about dangerous comedy or something. I forget the name of the show, but if you look up dangerous comedy, you can find it on Netflix. And Brace was the singer of this band War Crime, and he would crack me up just doing all this trash talking in between songs. And I didn't want to do what he was doing, but I was raised on stand-up comedy. My family, my parents namely, watched a lot of Evening at the Improv. I remember going to Comedy Day when I was like 8 or 9 or something. And then and I had favorite comedians all my life. But it was never something I wanted to do. I wanted to play in bands, because bands are cool. Stand-up comedy is not cool.
No,
not by still. I don't care how cool anybody tries to make it look. It is not cool. I don't care how attractive the comic is. It always ends in pain alone. and so I never had any interest in doing it, but I loved watching it. And then I started to go see live shows myself. And then so when I started the band with Eric, I told him, I said we were going to basically be doing kind of it was like a loose comedy routine. And I knew Eric would be perfect, because he was one of the funniest people, just knowing him from our friendship circle. And I'm sure Eric has confirmed exactly what I've learned too, that since going into stand-up comedy, we are not nearly as funny as we used to be. We were much funnier people when we were just regular people. But when I talked to him about doing this band thing, my basic instruction was like, I'm going to talk a lot, because I do that all the time. And I'm going to be this, jabbermouth, whatever. And you're my straight man. And the only instruction I gave him was Max Weinberg from the old Conan O'Brien show. Because they would cut to him, and he would just be sitting there with a shit-eating grin on his face. And then I came up with these alter egos, me and Dave and Crazy Eric, because every band I was in, we came up with these alter egos. Or I would come up with other names for myself in these bands. And I saw this movie called Mean Frank and Crazy Tony. It's with Lee Van Cleef, who's my favorite actor. You might know him from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly movies. And I just remember thinking, oh, Mean Dave and Crazy Eric, the syllables, it's the same syllable rhyme structure kind of thing. And Eric is crazy. Like, I know him, I've known him. He's proven it more over time now. I mean, are you sitting at the Game of Thrones throne or something right now? Or no, there's something that looks like that.
That is correct, my friend. Winter has come. Winter has come.
But what I know about Eric is he's very friendly. He's very charming and all that. And he seems kind of whatever. You throw some drinks in the guy, and he's nuts, and not alcoholic nuts. I mean, but nuts. He's and so. The cool thing was it worked. Like when we performed live, that would work. And then Eric also got comfortable enough to where he would start kind of doing, start chiming in on the mic some more. And then we even we had a crossover rap song. He produced one of our songs. My favorite song actually was one of our songs remixed into a rap song that actually where we incorporated our song titles into the lyrics. And we were funny. Like we were actually we were really good. And then we tried I think I was having drug problems. He was having relationship issues. And I thought it was a good idea to try and get into stand-up comedy to help promote the band.
Yeah.
Bad fucking idea. Because not only what we did, we ended up playing shows that kind of hurt our confidence. It was strange. I really feel like that was one of those things. Plus, I was doing a lot of cocaine at the time, and then and I wasn't sharing it with Eric. That was probably where I was wrong. And so I ended up. The thing was when I was bringing our band into the world of aspiring stand-up comedy at that time, it was from the gigs that we were doing to like these. I could just tell it wasn't really like it was going to be a long road. It was like we were going backwards a little bit, and so Eric's parting words on the way home from a gig that just sucked that we did with the Sylvan Productions. I remember. Oh yeah. On the way home, I pulled over because I had to take a piss, and then on my way back to the car, you said, "Hey Dave, man, I'm quitting the band, man." And I'm like, got the equipment in the back of the truck and all that shit. I'm like, why? And he goes, "Well, comedians are horrible people, Dave." But I love it. He said, "But you're funny though." And I was like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" And I actually brought that up at shows. I've said it at shows, like when I was trying to explain, why I use this stupid name, Mean Dave. And then here he is years later. This fucking Benedict Arnold starts coming back trying to do stand-up comedy. You understand how God. But I love him, man. He love him like a brother. So And
can I tell a quick story real quick? We're almost at 7 minutes, but last week I got asked to be in this rap video, right? It's like, hey, my friend doesn't have enough black friends to be in this rap video. Can you do it? And so
that's gentrification right there.
Dude. So I was like, it took me a long time to answer, and it's because of a bad touch story. So like I was like, do I want to be in this rap video? I don't know. But this is why, because one time me and Dave was like, hey, we're going to be in this rap video. We're going to act like we're the band for this rapper.
Oh, that's right. Young Dick. I remember that.
Dude. Young Dick. His guy's name was Young Dick. He puts in these shirts that say Young Dick and like pink. I was like, I don't want to be Young Penis again. I don't know if I should be in this rap video. But it turned out to be fine. It was great. Yeah,
we actually were like we backed them up playing music, and they loved it. And then the funny thing was, they paid an audience to be there. They didn't pay us. And his name's Willie D. Actually, he still does comedy, and he was gonna pay us, and then he moved. Like I just never.
So he had this song that was super famous. It's like I got it at Ross.
Yeah, no, Willie Dynamite. Yeah, Willie Dynamite is who he is.
Thank you, Dave, for the story. I mean, first of all, it's been a pleasure having Eric on our show here, and I'm very grateful for him being part of the
show.
Good.
I'm very happy for you all.
But I had no idea. I mean, when he said, "Yeah, I used to, hang out with Dave back in the day," I didn't have any idea what the real story was. So thank you for sharing that. Now we know. I don't want to be remiss. I do want to make sure that the audience gets to see some of your comedy, because you are a very funny guy. I perform with you. I've seen you perform live as well. And so I wanted to get to the clip that you sent in, if we could, just to kind of give everybody a chance to understand the type of comedy that you delivered to the marketplace. If I could find that. Here we go. And now this is at, where are we here? This is at the Punchline, I believe. Dave, is that correct, Dave? This is you at the Punchline, right?
Yeah, I was at the Punchline. Yeah, this clip.
Okay, so and you're a regular there. And by the way, for those of you that are watching, that's no small feat. I mean, we have only a few clubs in the Bay Area, and Punchline is sort of the harder one.
It's the best one. No, it's the best one, and it's the hardest one. Yeah,
hardest one to be. Yeah. So here is me and Dave performing at the Punchline about the topic of flat Earth, as it says in the video. Here we go, you guys.
I don't know about you, but my dad raised me alcoholic. I spent a lot of time in bars growing up, and I learned the rules of all bars. You're not supposed to talk about two subjects when there's alcohol present. What are those two subjects? I hear you mumbling. Thank you. This one guy, right? Wait a minute, you just came here, man. You just came in. Never mind. Don't talk to him. Because he talks about him at the places, all right? Just I can figure that. But politics and religion. In the last few years, there's a new subject you can't talk about with alcohol present because it might start a fight, and that's whether or not the Earth is flat or round. A lot of new YouTube research from people that record them in their basement, which is great. You know, I think it's great that we can share this information at a time with technology that uses satellites that circle the globe. That's really cool. Make sure we get this flat Earth message to Afghanistan. But you probably can tell I'm not an astronaut, never been in outer space. I don't know what this planet looks like from outer space. I just use my common sense, look up and say, well, the moon's a circle, the sun's a circle. Figure we're a circle too, you know? Why would we be some flat cracker in space with all these balls rolling around, you know? Doesn't make any sense. And I also, I can't afford a plane ticket or a boat ride all the way around the world to see firsthand the world's round, and so I don't know. I get their point. I'll base more facts on what I don't know. I was born in 1976, don't remember anything prior to 1980. I never saw Star Wars Empire Strikes Back in the movie theater. Therefore, I don't believe in the American Revolution, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, or Star Wars A New Hope. The Big Bang occurred on Hoth, right on my kind of people.
Yeah, dude.
From Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I don't believe also that when you close the refrigerator door that it's cold on the inside of a refrigerator. I don't know what's going on the inside of a refrigerator. I've never been on the inside of a refrigerator once that door is closed. Don't know. And I think it has something to do with my theory on toasters. I don't believe that a toaster cooks toast. I believe that a toaster is a portal straight to hell. And we send slices of bread to hell for the sins of polluting weed, poisoning mankind all over this earth, flat or round. And Satan tortures the bread for approximately 1 to 2 minutes, depending on your setting on your portal to hell. Then returns the bread back to the toaster on the Earth's surface. I put tuna on that bitch. I put tuna on that ma'am, and it's still
All right.
What sucks is
Dave.
what sucks is that last part of that when I say I put tuna on that bitch, I'm sorry, I put tuna on that man. It's a callback to a joke that I don't really do anymore because it kind of puts people at low. Because when I say that a woman got mad at me for using the term ma'am, and this actually happened. She's like, I don't appreciate you calling me ma'am. And then I just was like, well, I'm confused because ma'am, as I understand it, ma'am is the formal term you're supposed to use to show bitches respect. So I didn't understand what she was upset about. So,
yeah. All right. Well, hey, Dave, that was great hearing from you. I know you perform at the Punchline. So I guess people that want to see you can see you at the Punchline and other.
No, not often. No, they don't. They only book you once a year.
Oh. Yeah. Well, where can we see you next, Dave?
I'm all over. Tonight I'm at Cheaper Than Therapy at Shelton Theater in San Francisco. But I perform all over the Bay Area. You can follow me at @me_Dave on Instagram. I usually post my schedules there or flyers for shows each week. Or you can follow me Twitter too at @MeanDaveTime. If you could try adding me on Facebook, but if I don't know who the fuck you are, I'm gonna assume you're just I don't know if that's worth it. But that's where the most fun with me online is. But yeah, I'm all over the Bay Area usually, and sometimes outside of the Bay Area. So
great, guys, give it up for me, Dave, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. If you got time to stick around, Dave, you'll be part of the quiz. We do appreciate that. And let's put up so now it's time, you guys, for the improv team to come up. I think we've got our let's see here. We've got Ed here. Ed is kind of leads our effort. And let me see if I can find our other Sirish. You're here. Sirish is here. Let me add Sirish.
Tommy, could I sit out today?
You want to sit out today? But you just got here.
I know. But
you are sitting already. I mean, let's do this. Well, here's my proposal. Why don't we do a demo of our improv, Ed and Sirish, for the first round, and then we'll swap in whoever from the guests want to do it, or Ed or somebody like that. Would that work for you, Sirish?
All right. Why not?
Right.
Let's go.
See, I'm a good salesman. All right. So, Ed, do you want to just quickly explain to everyone what kind of improv we do here, what the game is?
Oh, sure. So, normal improv, there's the rule, never ask a question. But in this one, you're only supposed to ask do everything in the form of a question. And if you say something that's not a question, then Tommy will ring the bell to indicate that was an error.
All right.
And sometimes we can go a while, and sometimes we're done in 2 sentences. But we have a web page where we get ideas from, and then whoever wants to starts off, and then.
All right. So Ed, why don't you tell us, are we going to do a location, a relationship, or a word?
What do you think, Sirish? Should we do a relationship?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do a relationship.
All right. Today's relationship is car mechanic and street racer.
Why can't my car go faster?
Why do you think it's supposed to go faster?
Aren't I supposed to press on this gas pedal to go faster?
Does it need to have gas?
My car doesn't use gas.
Why do you think it has gas?
Not a question. And I know you with the inflection upwards, but not officially. So that's the game, you guys. So I don't. Let me see here. So Sandy, would you like to try to go around with Ed, maybe?
I could try, but I'm actually not. I don't really have a background in improv, so. But I'll give it a whirl.
All right, give it a whirl, and worst case, we ring the bell. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's go back to our handy dandy word generator. Ed, what do you want to try?
I'll let Sandy choose.
Sandy, you want a location, relationship, or a word?
Let's try a word.
All right, and that word is winner. Not without the chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Did I win?
I don't know. I think everybody here is a winner, aren't they?
Why did I participate in a contest if everybody's going to win?
Well, you don't want to be a loser, do you?
Yeah.
Are people saying I'm a loser?
I think you maybe. Do you think you're being paranoid here?
Are people after me?
I don't know any better. I don't know, Ed. Are they after you?
Have I done something to upset them?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm tired of feeling like I have to look behind me, and I know that's not a question. I lose.
All right, that was not a question. That round is over. Let's throw it open to Coral and Dave. Would you guys like to try a round or?
Sure. I think I accidentally exited the meeting right when you explained whatever this game was. So I think, what do? We just improv.
Well, you ask everything in the form of a question.
Oh, got it. It's a question.
So,
okay.
And then there's a topic. Coral, did you want to try as well, or?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, so let's do Coral and Dave, because that always is good when it's two people who are trying it for the first time. All right, you guys, let's go to our handy dandy tool here. All right, Dave and Coral, would you like a location, relationship, or word?
I'd like a relationship.
You like a relationship? Okay, the way you said that sounded interesting. A tourist and a local artist. A tourist. Take it away.
I start.
Either one of you can start. Whoever starts obviously gets to kind of pick the role, I suppose.
Why do I have to go to this art show?
Aren't art shows why we came here in the first place?
No, I came here for a corn dog. Where are the corn dogs?
Is the corn dog really what you need right now?
Well, a corn dog is a work of art. I grew up making corn dogs, so I know the fine craft that goes into it. What was this? Who is this artist we were supposed to see? That you wanted to see?
You got me.
Okay, all right. Oh, wow.
I don't know, dude. Tommy, you gave Dave a lot of leeway there.
I know.
I was talking a lot. Yeah, I didn't understand the rules, and I'm bad at improv.
He had me at corn dogs. Sorry.
Yeah, damn right.
You had to say about corn dogs.
And I'm bad at relationships. You can tell right away there.
One of my favorite foods. All right. Well, okay. That was pretty good. You guys give it up for everybody who did the improv. You guys did a great job. It's it's not easy to do improv on Zoom. So you guys, good job for trying. So, all right, let's bring up our next comedian. We have Sandy Bernstein in the house. Let me add Sandy to the spotlight. And here we go, guys. Give it up for Sandy Bernstein. Coming on the show all the way from Baltimore. We were just talking earlier when I think I overheard you saying that you are perhaps related or near the scene of The Wire. I don't know if you want to delve further, but anyway, welcome to the show all the way from Baltimore. Sandy, why don't you introduce yourself to us a little bit, including your background in comedy, what got you started, and yeah, let's start there.
Okay. All right. Well, my one connection though, it was actually to TV's Homicide, and they were filming interior shots at a house down the street. And the subject matter is roughly equivalent to The Wire. And
Okay.
I asked my real estate agent if we could advertise our house as seen on TV's Homicide, and that was a good idea. But anyway, I've been doing comedy for next month it'll be 7 years, and it all started because of a talent show at work. I work in the marketing department of a university, and I'm like the senior writer, editorial director, fancy title, non-fancy paycheck, but I'm at all the kickoff meetings, and we do a lot of marketing for internal clients like human resources. So they decided they wanted to put on a talent show. So I immediately started wisecracking and saying stuff like, "Oh, I got the perfect headline. Who wants to commit career Harry Carey?" And the organizer of the talent show said, "That's it. We're signing you up to do stand-up." And my boss was in the meeting, and she said, "Oh, you need a stretch project for your performance review." And I was like, "Okay, fine. When I go down in flames, you're the one who's going to have to write the performance improvement plan."
Right.
So I did the talent show, and as soon as I stepped on stage and people were laughing, I was hooked. And I never looked back since. But up until that point, I had no clue that I would ever be doing stand-up. And I was 54 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right.
or
Well,
53.
Nice.
Now
I'm
we
only
can
60 now.
we can do the math, but we won't, because we don't really. I learned from my wife you're never supposed to get into women's ages apparently, but anyway,
Or either that or we're all really bad at math.
we're all really bad at math anyway. Sandy,
No
we haven't had that many comics on from Baltimore, so we really don't know much about it. Can you give us a sense of how it might be different from other comedy scenes, New York or the West Coast? Where are you able to? Do you have comedy clubs there of a lot, as many, or do you wind up going up to New York to do more?
Well, I go to New York once in a while, but the nice thing is that I'm close enough to DC that you can do comedy in Baltimore and DC.
Mm-hmm.
DC. Well, I mean, right now, Baltimore was a little quicker to open up than DC, but normally DC has even more mics than Baltimore. But you could go to several. There's several mics going on every night. I mean, once everything opens back up, there will be. There are a few comedy clubs like in Baltimore. There's Magoobies, which is like sort of in the suburbs. And then there's the Baltimore Comedy Factory. And then there's another club called Sully's, but that's really more like people renting it out and booking, producing their own shows. It's not really like a club producing their shows.
Okay. Well, you did,
so there's a lot going on.
You did send us a clip, actually, I think, from a local. I'm assuming it was a local club or something like that. Maybe.
It was north of Baltimore. It was in Harford County. It was a place called Cool J's, and it's actually by day it's like a gelato ice cream place, but at night they set up this really cool club.
Gelato by day, comedy by night. Sounds like very persuasive.
Sounds delicious.
I'd have to go. Yeah, all hours of the day. Well, let's play this clip. It's about divorce and I think baseball too, perhaps. Anything else you want to say about Cool J's and this clip before we play it?
No, it was a great show. The people were super nice, and I hope to go back there soon.
Okay. Well, here we have Sandy Bernstein, you guys, at Cool J's, and here we go.
So this is my second marriage. Surprise! I am divorced. Is anybody else here divorced? Okay. Anybody here wishes they were divorced? My ex-husband Tom had a midlife crisis. He said, "Marriage ought to be a renewable contract." And I was like, well, gee, I've been feeling that way since the first time we had sex. I've been wanting to bring on new players. Yeah, finally. after all these years, we actually agreed on something. Now he said he wasn't satisfied with my performance. I said, how the hell do you expect me to perform in under 30 seconds? I mean, that's not even enough time for me to get my legs open all the way. I mean, I have a stronger relationship with my vibrators. So I did not renew that contract. I got me a quarterback fresh out of college. He had a strong arm, lots of stamina, and he loved to stay in the pocket. Yeah. He knew how to go deep when necessary. You know, he was definitely a franchise player, but I thought I needed to scout a little further. So I hooked up with a wide receiver, but that didn't work out because he was too wide for me to receive. I should have bailed when I saw the tattoo on his penis that said choking hazard. But rest assured now, I am married to an age and size appropriate man. So as a matter of fact, next month, on October 4th, we will be celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. So give it up for us. Thank you. Oh, so.
All right. Hey, give it up for Sandy. That was that was kind of unexpected. I mean, I didn't expect that level of risque humor, I suppose.
I was gonna say, Sandy, this is the truth. That's been my favorite clip I've ever seen on this show because Tommy Feldman looks so uncomfortable watching it. And you notice he waited until the end when he said something wholesome to stop it. He's like, "Oh, the anniversary. Okay, we can stop this now."
Yeah. I struggled a little bit with that one, and I guess I had it. I thought you were talking about baseball when you sent me the clip, but I guess it was football. See, I got my sports.
Screen the clip. You got to screen the clip, dude.
Now, Sandy, you also wanted to let us know that you have a show coming up, and more specifically, now tell us about this High Wire Improv that you're part of this, or?
Well, actually, they're an outfit. They're based in Baltimore, and now they just started doing live shows at Zissimo's on 36th Street in Baltimore, but they are still doing online programming, and they have online programming every night of the week for like at least a couple hours a night. And it's mostly improv, but every now and then I guess they'll have stand up. So what I do is like every few months I'll produce a half an hour Zoom show, and it'll be me and some other comedians. So I'm very excited about this month's show. It's got a band called Loathsome Wind, and they are hilarious, and other great comics, Dante Barnett, and it's hosted by Aaron Spiva and Annalisa Wright, and it's a lot of fun, and it's nice. It's a 30-minute show, so it doesn't, people get tired of sitting in front of computers after a while. So it's a lot of fun, and you can view it on their YouTube channel, which is High Wire Improv. Right. I think it's on their .com/live, and it's July 17th. From 9 to 9:30 Eastern.
All right. Before we let you go, Sandy, is there any other things besides High Wire Improv, like sort of, if you want to follow you, or how can they connect with you if they want to get in touch and follow your comedy more closely?
Okay, well, I have a website. I have to update it this evening, but it's sandybernsteincomedy.com, and I have all of my upcoming shows on there. Okay. And I can also be followed on Instagram and Facebook at Sandy Bernstein Comedy.
Sandy Bernstein Comedy. All right. Well, we'll try to post that to our group page. Thank you for coming on and sharing your comedy with us. It was great to meet you guys. Give it up for Sandy Bernstein for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And now it is time, you guys, for us to delve into the business part of the show. And there's only one man capable of finding companies willing to sponsor this lovely show, and that is Eric Newton. Tonight, Eric, tell us about what we got on the business end of this show.
All right. Well, you know what? To be honest, for this week, Tommy, I don't have a new sponsor today, but I do have an update to an old sponsor. Okay. So, to our fans, we here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, we're socially conscious comedians. All right. And being that we feel like there's no way we can continue to honor our contract with Jello pudding pops. All right. they're definitely, we're not taking any money from them ever again. No matter how delicious their frozen treats may be, we just can't afford to do that. Hey, so while we're here talking about it, I want to mention some other new rules as well. From now on, for further shows, we will not allow anybody to comment or image on so-called cozy sweaters. All right? That's a big no-no from now on. All right. Also, we're going to be retroactively removing any language at all that says anything about kids saying or doing any kind of darndest thing. All right, that's not allowed on our site ever. Okay, if we see that, we're taking it down immediately. All right, but there is some happy news. However, there's happy news. Any posts about a different world are still fine. 1,000%. You can keep your Kareem, Harrelson, and all of that. Jasmine by me. That stuff's fine, but the rest gotta go. But hey, check us out in 2 more weeks. I'll have a new sponsor for everybody then. And have a good week, everyone.
All right. Good up for Eric, you guys. Those are some fantastic sponsors. I don't know how he does it every week, coming up with new people. And it's a fantastic, great job on that. All right, we've got Coral Best back, you guys. She was back on our show back in, I'm not sure, maybe it was like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Guys, give it up for Coral Best for coming back on the show. Good to see you again, Coral. How have you been?
Hi. I've been okay. I've been really happy that everything is opening up again. It's been so surreal because we were so cooped up for a year. And then when I was on your show, it was like in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So comedy-wise, I mean, there have been some shows opening up in Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, in your neck of the woods. Have you started performing again live?
Yes, actually, I just did a show the past 2 nights. Those are my first 2 shows back. I did Sausage Fest in Walnut Creek, which is called Sausage Fest because the idea is that it's more women on the lineup than men.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to host it, and I thought that was kind of a big undertaking to have my first show back be a show that I host for someone else.
Yeah.
You know, but it went great, and there was a great turnout. And then last night I did Winter's Tavern in Pacifica.
Oh yeah.
And it was totally packed. It was their first show back inside. You kind of had to win over the room, though. It was like a really kind of rowdy bar. They were in and out throughout my set, but I gave it my all.
I've heard people say, so your first time back, I mean, some people have said that the audience is so hungry for, getting out and jokes and that it's easy. But then other people have said that they themselves are so nervous having had such a break. And did you, bring some of your Zoom comedy to the real life? Are you revisiting old material, or how did you approach your comedy this time?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest and say that I didn't do that much writing over the pandemic, and the writing that I did do, I don't feel totally tied to. I don't feel like it's completely worked out. So I'm trying to go back and do my old material, but more refined. And I do feel like the audience is really hungry for comedy. They've been very aggressively responding to the jokes, and that's been really cool. But anytime you do a bar, they're happy to see your comedy, but they're also there to like hang out and get drunk, and sometimes it's hard to get their attention.
So one thing that when you were on last time, I'm not sure whether you had started your Instagram live show, or I'm not sure at what stage, but you did do a 30-day, and I'll bring this up on the screen here, which maybe we can talk about it a little bit, but you did do a 30-day on your Instagram. You did a sort of a daily Instagram live show, and as everyone can see here, I think Mean Dave was on it and a couple of other people. What was this like, doing a 30-day show, and I don't know, learnings from that? How did it go for you? wasn't going to play anything from it. I was just just showing everybody that they could check it out.
So first of all, Instagram used to not let you save your lives. So I did a ton of episodes, but only like my last 5 were saved.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much I just kind of started by wanting to see more people in the comedy community. I was like really lonely. So I started a show called Coco's Quarantine, where every day I would do a new makeup look and have a new comedian on that I would interview. And it was a ton of work. Yeah. And I told myself to do it for 30 days, and I did it for 30 days. And then I kind of went weekly after that. But once I hit episode 41, I was just kind of like, you know what? I think this project is done for the time being. It was super fun. I really advanced my interviewing skills and my makeup skills. That's probably what came out of that. And I was starting to get like a regular fan base, and people would actually Venmo me, which was really cool.
Really?
Continue doing the show. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, so obviously people can see it's Coco a go-go if people want to, and you actually have a lot of followers. So kudos to you for having us, spot on the social, certainly more than the Tommy Feldman happy hour. Let me tell you that right now. So good on you. And I guess the other thing to kind of is we wanted to just catch up with you on what's going to be happening now for your comedy. What are you doing over the next few months? How can people find you? Any other updates you want to give us? It's your time to promote.
So I actually kind of took a break from comedy the past couple months because I had surgery.
Oh, okay.
It's up on my Instagram page if everybody wants to check out, but I got my colon out, which was a pretty intense surgery.
Wow.
I already had my colon out, but this was actually like more because people are confused because I told them I had my colon out before, but it was a really, really intense surgery, and I took a break from comedy. And for a while I was questioning if I even wanted to come back, because I think you forget why you love something if you're not doing it. And I was kind of, going down that route, but now that I'm all the way healed and I'm back to doing shows, I feel like more like myself again. But last night at the show, I guess everybody didn't do their time. So I was on last, and they told me to go for as long as I could.
Right.
And I could not go. Like, I couldn't do that much time. I used to be able to just go on and on, but I'm definitely rusty, and I need the practice. I need the open mics. I've been to Woodham's open mic, which just started up again. And I've been to Off the Hook open mic. And those are in the South Bay, which is nice for me. Because I live in South San Jose.
Well, I sure hope you get back. I mean, you're one of the regular comics I expect to see when I visit the South Bay. So I'm hoping to see you more in person as things start to reopen again. And you're a funny person, and I hope you can reconnect with comedy and progress your career. So I want to encourage you if you can do that.
Thanks. Well, this is encouraging. Thanks for having me on the show.
No, always. And guys, give it up for Coral for checking back in on the show and supporting us. And we want to support her. And I'll try to maybe put your Instagram on our homepage so people can check out your comedy. Yes. All right, you guys. So we're coming quarter to the end here, but let me just check in and see if we have our friend Niko Lukoff. Niko, are you? Oh, he's in his car.
Give me like 2 seconds.
All right.
I'm running somebody over right now.
So Niko,
tell the cop you'll talk to him soon.
For those of you guys, let me.
I meant to mute myself just now when I was pulling over.
Yeah.
So Niko runs Displaced Comedians, which was this group that came together during the pandemic, and Niko runs that, and so Niko is sort of the comedian that was came out of Zoom comedy. So Niko, we've been talking about how to what to update these days. What do you want to share with us tonight?
Oh man, so I've been doing way less Zooms than I had been, just because there's live stuff in my town that I live in, and I've been traveling again for work. So like this last week, it's actually been really fun. I did a few mics with a comedian that I met in Spokane, who's in Spokane, but met on Zoom, and got to hang out with a bunch of the comedians out there too. Ying is her name. She's real fun and funny. Did a few mics. We did one last night where it was mostly musicians, and that was kind of bizarre. I'd never done that before. And the cool thing too, though, I got to my hotel room and people are doing like late night feedback mics on Zoom. Just pop up, let's hang out and tell jokes and help each other out. So it's just been fun and seeing the evolution of everything. I know a lot of people are still going to be staying on Zoom a lot. A lot of people who are for any different reasons, for physical reasons and just any reasons, are harder to get out and go places.
Right.
Which has been really, just because it's so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been really fun to see. And yeah, I got up a few weeks ago in Portland, did a set at Helium, their open mic, really cool place. That was the first place I'd ever done comedy before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun to go back there. It's probably my fourth or fifth live set since doing stuff live. And it's been pretty fun. So,
right. You are sort of quickly becoming Sirish writes to everyone. I mean, in the chat here, he's like, no longer displaced. I guess you're no longer displaced if you've got comedy going live, huh?
Yeah, it's fun, and I've been and I almost feel bad not doing as many Zooms, but it's we do what we do. It's the community still running. Eric's writing Trader. And I know I normally plug different Zoom mics when we do this because a big focus of the group is having the spreadsheet that I've been maintaining over this time. And over the last week, I haven't seen a lot of Zoom mics drop off or a whole lot pop on. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we're kind of leveled out now or what, but I know, like I said before, we're going to have as many Zooms as people want to, because now people are just like,
I think what you said is yeah, I think what you said is accurate, because there's going to be times when you just can't make it out to your normal mics and shows, and so but you still want to get that practice in. So there's always going to be a place for Zoom. Niko, we really do appreciate that you keep coming on the show and keep sharing those stories, because you're sort of a unique position of having sort of started on Zoom in a sense. I mean, you had only done a few times before moving to Zoom, so your career in comedy is kind of interesting to all of us. So keep coming on, keep giving us stories, and guys, give it up for Niko for calling in from the road. Yeah, we don't want you to get sideswiped there. So on I-5 or whatever you're driving on there. And guys, it's time for the quiz. So let's get that spotlight going here, and let's go back to the gallery view. Now, we have been doing this quiz show since sort of the beginning. We do have a quiz, and it's a different kind of quiz here on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. It is Japanese commercials. Why Japanese commercials? Well, I used to live in Japan a long time ago, and I still always sort of have a lot of respect and enjoy the comedy that comes out of Japan. Yes, Japan is a very funny place, and their commercials reflect this. And so I try to bring that into my show by sharing those commercials with you, and hopefully you find them funny on their own. But then what we do is we have the comedians try to guess what the commercials are about, and that's where it can get really funny. I play the commercial halfway, and then we go to our guests first. So Dave and Sandy and Coral, you get first crack at the guess of what it might be. And then we'll go to the Facebook audience, and Kimberly is still watching. So Kimberly, if you've got a guess, you can make a guess. And then lastly, we'll go to the regulars. So that's the quiz show. Let's go to the first commercial of the evening. If I can find that. And here we go. Full screen. All right. First quiz commercial of the night, starting now.
店じまいにしちゃおう。ま、どうぞ。今夜は旦那もいないし。めしあがれ。
Whoa.
It's like that commercial, that AHA commercial, Take On Me, but not exactly. All right. What do you guys think? Let's start with Dave. Dave, let's start with you. What do you think this is a commercial for?
Japanese Olive Garden.
Japanese Olive Garden. All you can eat crab.
Yeah, it got sensual. She was taking off the apron slowly and then eating the shrimp there and all. I'm sure they got Olive Garden over there.
They do not, but they do have the spaghetti.
Wait, does that happen at an Olive Garden here?
Yeah, it does.
You can get sensual at the Olive Garden, especially, hey, free breadsticks and all you can eat salad. So
I don't believe that they don't have Olive Garden over there, Tommy. I'm not buying.
You don't believe it?
You're lying.
They do have Spaghetti Factory. They do have other chains, but okay, you might be right, Dave. I mean, I haven't lived there in 20 years.
I know I'm right.
You're right. All right, Sandy, what do you think? What is this a commercial for?
I think it's for a Japanese version of Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
Well, because it's like she's got all these home goods she's showing. First, it was like the
Yeah.
little like curtain thing, and then the little vase. And,
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's like Bed Bath and Beyond sells all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I imagine they have something like it in Japan.
She is a she did mention in Japanese, she was saying my husband's away. She was a housewife and her husband's away. So you're getting
It's interesting you know that.
interesting, yes. Coral, what do you think this is a commercial for?
Maybe some kind of like food delivery service, but like a very sexual take on it.
Ah, yes. Yeah, home delivery of crabs.
Hey, Tommy, can you run it back
Can
one
get
time?
sexual. But
Not in
Kimberly
a good way.
Kimberly writes, I think it's for the crab cracker tool thingy.
Yeah.
The crab cracker tool thingy.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, related, but it's not really related to crab. Let's see. Let's go to our regular team members here. Ed, what do you think?
I think it is for an anime type website or app.
I'm gonna give it to Ed. It is.
Oh yeah.
It's not anime. It's manga.
Oh, sorry.
I will accept your answer in the spirit of the show.
Thank
Let's
you.
play.
Thank you for this. Old man thanks you.
Yeah, it's comic books rather than cartoons, but we'll accept it.
おい鼻の下伸びてるぞ妄想するなら春マン
The name of the service is called Haruman, and it's basically spring comics. And
Dude, One Punch
it's
Man.
true. Japanese people do love comics, and they have, as you can see, they have all these different brands and varieties. And so
I own all the One Punch Man, so I have the books right here.
yeah. Oh, you know some of these then.
Oh hell yeah, dude! These are all popular.
One
Yeah,
Punch
he's
Man.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad I
He's
got
familiar.
in before Eric then.
Dude, you got me, Ed. I got
All right.
got me.
Let's go to our next commercial right after here. Okay. Next commercial starting in 3, 2, 1 now.
一生のお願いです。グルメな卵をキオラで作ったお布団をかけてピクニックに連れて行ってください。
All right. So that bento box has taken a beating, but I don't know what could be a commercial about. Sandy, what do you think? What is this commercial for?
I was just going to say it was maybe for a bento box. I know that's not very
It's
creative.
not for the
but-
bento box itself, but Dave, what do you think?
Well, the last commercial had food and someone taking off an apron, and somehow it was manga.
Yes.
A fucking manga service. So now we've got somebody who's dropping off their kid, dropping off something, whatever. So I think this is an advertisement for Hong Kong kung fu movies.
Hong Kong Kung Fu movie.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee, by the way, was very popular in Japan when he was in his prime.
Mhm.
And my wife apparently had a big crush on Bruce Lee. My wife is Japanese. And then she found out he had already passed away several years earlier. So good for me, I guess, because I would have had to compete with Bruce Lee. Okay, that was a side note. Coral, what do you think this is a commercial for?
Maybe it's like for a website that teaches you how to make cute little food,
Yeah.
like arts and crafts for your kids that they can put in their little bento box.
You're getting warmer. You're definitely getting warmer. There was something that you said that was closer, but we've got to go a little bit further into the exact product. We have let's see, we have Kimberly writing for that cat. She thinks that the cat in that little bento box was the point of the ad. And okay, and what else? Let's see, we can that's our Facebook. Let's go to our regulars. Let's see, Sirish, do you want to take a stab at it?
I was gonna say sturdy bento box, but
For bento box?
yeah, not creative.
Okay, Eric, what about you?
I think you played this commercial on purpose to remind me my parents never loved me enough to make me my handmade lunch and then wrap it in a sack. Yeah. So whatever it is, I'm happy for that girl.
Okay, so you think it was a commercial for handmade lunches?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, and whether your parents, that's a sign of your parents' dedication. I can see that. Yeah, we do have that discussion in our household. My wife does sometimes make very elaborate lunches.
I told you, ring the bell. All right. Yeah.
All right, and Niko, did you have a guess?
Niko's running from the
he's
law.
on I-5, that's right. Okay, so let's go back to Ed. Ed, you want to take another swipe at it?
All right. Now, I should say, I feel like we've seen something very similar before. And
Yes.
I think it's for the form for the cat.
Yes, we have.
So it's something so that helps you actually make the rice in that whole form.
Well, we have seen a commercial for this before, except if you do, maybe you forgot already. Let me play it all the way through.
I
you
probably
guys.
did.
Let's play it all the way through, and then we'll give everybody to just shout out a guess. All right, let's play it all the way through.
Oh, was that an egg?
So the cat's face got stuck to the bottom, but they flashed very briefly the product. Did you guys catch it?
Egg.
Is it the
Egg.
pail?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an egg.
Coral is the winner.
Yay!
Winner. Coral best gets the prize. It was for eggs. It's for special gourmet eggs, and we did have this product on the show before. It's I guess the equivalent of like Kobe beef or like one of these regional delicacies. It's for eggs from a certain location. Are supposed to be premium eggs. All right, let's go to our next commercial. This one, and like Dave said before, sometimes these commercials have nothing to do with the actual product, and this is one of them. So let's play the next commercial starting now.
Oh.
The fuck?
He heard you.
Yeah.
This is what I meant, wacky Japan. I mean, the commercials are crazy and have nothing to do sometimes. Dave, let's throw it back to you.
It's a commercial for plumbing.
For plumbing.
Yeah.
Good
Might
solid
as well be.
plumbing. That's why the pipes are there. Yeah.
There you go. Coral, what about you?
I'm gonna say that it's for some kind of yogurt that maybe helps you have a regular diet. You know what I mean?
Ooh, getting a little bit warmer with
Really?
with
Wow,
the dairy.
okay.
Getting warmer with the dairy reference. Sandy, what about you?
Maybe it's for ice cream.
Whoa, winner. Yes.
Wow.
Hey.
That was just a wild ass guess.
It wasn't what it works. On this show, it works. Let's play it all the way through. It's for
Jesus.
Oh my God! Like,
now you're wondering, what does this have to do at all with a guy dressed, with a woman's body dancing? Well, this particular soft cream is what they call it, soft ice cream. It's just the top is soft ice cream. So like, how when you get a soft ice cream cone and you get that swirly stuff, this is just the swirl. So it's the top half only of an ice cream cone. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Not really. It's just the
What's
ice
on
cream
the
cone with no
bottom?
cone. Yeah.
No, that's what. So that's why, like the guy danced. It was just the top only was the guy. Here, it's just the top only is the twirly part of the soft ice cream.
what's the bottom of it then?
A dancing girl.
Yeah.
Well, in
Yeah.
this case, I guess you just up to your imagination. But the point is, you get the nice swirly part of the soft ice cream and nothing in the bottom. I don't know. Hey, look,
Yeah.
that's just Japan. And someone did write in. Suki wrote in. It's for probiotics, and that could easily. It could be probiotics.
You already
All right,
told
we got one more.
what it was.
So in other words, for that one, it was just the tip.
Just the tip. That's right.
Yeah.
Size appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, we got one more commercial for you guys. Let me see if I can find it here right after.
Eric, you need to get on that sponsorship game, dude. You need to
Yeah.
have this, bro.
I would never pick that one because that's not flesh tone for me.
Right after. All right. Last commercial of the night.
Ooh, the 1980s.
And now.
BTS.
All right. I decided to actually show you the product this time. So, guys, what could this possibly be? I'm looking for what it is and maybe a little bit of a clue about sort of what why it's, you know what, I'll just take any answer at this point, you know, honestly. Mean Dave, what do you say?
Oh, I say,
What is this?
I don't know, something unnatural. Yeah, that's all I can.
Definitely.
Just looking at the thing. I Skittles flavored Cheetos, but I don't. I mean, these aren't Cheetos. I'll just go with gummy worms. Some type of gummy worm. Looking at them. Yeah.
We have a
Wow.
winner. Some type of gummy worm, but it's unique though. Let me play.
I really didn't think I was gonna win that. I thought it was too easy.
Maybe a little bit obvious, but I don't know. I thought it would throw you guys off a little bit. Let me just show you what it actually is. It's fettuccine gummy.
Oh, right on. Gummy. I said gummy.
It's gummies, but it's in a fettuccine form. And so, you know, again,
It's
weird
Italian gummy. Yeah.
And why would you have a gummy in a fettuccine noodle? It's because Japanese people like Italian food and they like fettuccine.
Actually,
With sugar.
An Olive Garden.
And they have this other version
oh
here.
man, y'all was gonna say.
There you go. Right on.
They have a hard-boiled version of it as well, which it's basically a fettuccine noodle style gummy, but this one has like a harder sort of crunchy, I guess. Yeah. And that was our quiz, you guys. So it was good. We had like you know, the regulars did a little, you know, won some, and we had our guest comedians win some too. So I think that's good. And all right, so we're basically ready to wrap up the show here, unless we always want to give everybody a chance to promote what they've got going on. Any of the comics, if there's something you forgot to promote, or regulars, if you got something to promote, now's your time. Anybody got something to mention?
Yeah, I forgot to mention all the regular shows that I've been apparently now that everything's opening up. I forgot I have regular shows now. There's every first Wednesday we're running a show in Newark, California at a bar called O'Sullivan's, and so long as a fight only breaks out after the show, we can still run the comedy show. So that's there at 7:00, and then every third Sunday I run a show right now at Branham Lounge. There's actually shows there every Sunday, and I just run the third Sunday at Branham Lounge in San Jose. And then every third Monday, right after that, is Vinny's Bar and Grill out here in Concord, which I've been running their showcase there for a number of years. And then we're starting back up doing our Aloni Cigar Lounge show. That's like we pick a Friday like once every 3 months, but we're doing that on July 30th. And then next month, Lily Max in Sunnyvale opens back up. Yay. So I'll be running some Mondays over there too.
Lily Max, yeah. All right, Dave. We look forward to those shows when I'm up in the Bay Area.
Hit me up.
See them or maybe come by. Anybody else have something to mention?
Hey, on June 11th, I'm doing a fundraising show. It's an online show. I think it costs $5.
July 11th. July 11th.
July 11th. Is that not what I said? What did I say?
June. You said June.
Who cares? It's from June 11th through July 11th. I'm gonna be there every night doing 5 hours of comedy. No, it's gonna be a funny show because this lady named Ming, she put it together, and I guess she wanted it's like all black show, and she wants someone straight from Africa to be there. So I have no idea how I got on it. I'm like, I don't wear button downs with like flip flops and sell DVDs and shit. But anyway, I want everybody to watch this show. I should take it serious. July 11th.
All right. Well, we'll definitely.
Wow, I'm inspired to watch that show now.
It's gonna be funny, dude.
Take it serious.
It's gonna be fun. I promise you.
Comedians are horrible people.
We are, dude. I love it.
Sirish, do you guys have any other last things to say? Sirish,
Happy July 4th.
Yes, you guys, that's right. Happy July 4th, everybody. It's a 3-day weekend. So stay safe, have a good time, everybody. And it was great to see all of you on the show. And thanks for being on my show. And we will be back. By the way, Kimberly writes, great show, everyone. Long live comedy. Thank you, Kimberly, for watching our show. We will be back in 2 weeks on July 16th, because we are moving to every other week now. Because the pandemic means we could do live performances now. So we're sort of throttling back a little bit, but every other week we will still be here. July 16th, we've already got Anna May from the Bay Area booked, as well as Ann Chuhark. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but anyway, we've got some great comics already lined up.
You sound tongue-tied.
Tongue-tied. I don't. Anyway, we've got some comics already lined up for 2 weeks from now. So please come back and join us 2 weeks from now. Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And Ed, I think you know what to do.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Great
everybody.
show.
Have a great weekend. Have a great
Thank you, everybody,
4th of
for
July.
watching.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. See you next time.
Oh, yeah.